All right, so here we are in overtime of Podcast 91, streaming live on all platforms. And we got to talk about a fighter turned podcaster like ourselves. Although we weren't the fighters, but we podcasters, though. Shout out to
We fight the
Shawn
power.
Show.
That be.
You know what I mean? But shout out to Shawn Showtime Porter and the Porterway podcast.
Showtime.
Dope podcast, man. Y'all check it out, man. I actually love their podcast because I'm a fan of ball boxing. But I will say, Shawn Showtime Porter had an interesting quote that we got to speak on, where they were discussing Jaron Boots Ennis. And a lot of people in boxing see him as the next guy on the come up, the next one in line to take over the mantle at the welterweight division and be the king of the division and possibly climb the charts of that pound for pound ladder and be at the top. But Shawn Porter said Jaron Boots Ennis is overrated. Q, do you agree or disagree with that, man? Is all this Jaron Boots Ennis stuff just hype? Is he not really that deal? Is he gonna end up fizzling out in a couple years, man? What's your take on it, man? Is he the truth, or is he just a fake or a phony, bruh, that's gonna get exposed at some point?
Listen, bro. My thing about that, you know what I'm saying? My first thoughts when he said, because first I saw it, I'm like, man, that's clickbait. You know what I'm saying? Then I clicked on it, I had to scroll through to find him saying it. When I saw him saying it, I think he got frustrated. I think he get frustrated by all of the love and all of the respect. And he was one of the people, man, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, it's a whiff because he, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? If I'm a betting man, I'm betting, I'm going big on Boots, man. That's how I feel about Boots. And if y'all rewind to, I can't remember what fight it was when he fought. Was it Lipnitz? I can't remember what exactly which fight, but might have been Sergio Lipnitz, I think. But either way it go, I watched the Porterway podcast after the fight because we text me, you, and J Bots was texting, and during the fight, and it was around the second round of that fight where I just felt like this man was on another level. I was like, yo, because I saw so much in the first two rounds, just with his movement, with his power, like everything in display. You know what I'm saying? I just liked everything about his movement, his punch selection. I just felt like he was so calm and confident, because that was supposed to be a big step up fight for him. And it was like, that's the round where I made my mind up and said he was the real deal. And I'm like, I know I get excited sometimes. I don't want to get too emotional. But then when I heard Shawn Porter say the same thing on the same round. The second round, he said, I saw all I needed to see. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, and I'm thinking like, Shawn Porter gonna be back this year. He gonna be back fighting. To come out and say that, because you already know what next. I think Buddha already said, well, fight me then. I think he already responded. Fight me. You know what I'm saying? Because don't nobody want none of us. Not none of the top names. So with all my heart, man, I believe Boots is that guy. He the next guy. And I'll be trying to protect Errol Spence and my man Bud Crawford because they need to see each other. I'm scared for what you guys fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want them going in no real danger, and he is real danger until they see each other. I want them two to fight each other, but he, I'm one of the ones he probably mad, because he the real deal.
I will say this, man. I'll say this, man. I think that Jaron Boots Ennis is the truth. I do think that he is the next top talent on the rise. I do think he will be a pound for pound star. I will say this though, if there's anybody who has a resume, if anybody who has been through wars and done enough in boxing to say that a fighter's overrated at this point in their career, I can't front is Shawn Porter. Because Shawn Porter has literally fought, you know what I mean? Because Shawn Porter has fought everybody, whether it's been Errol Spence Jr., Terrence Bud Crawford, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Yordenis Ugas. You name the welterweight, bruh, and Shawn Porter has fought them. So
you stole, man. You see that coming.
Hey, man, you know what I mean? So I'm going to say that, honestly, bro, when you really look at the resume of Shawn Porter, I could honestly see how, somebody like Shawn because I don't feel like Shawn Porter feels like he has the natural God-given ability and talent of a Jaron Boots Ennis. I think he sees the God-given gifts that he has, but I think somebody like Shawn Porter is sitting back and saying, "Hey, though, bro, wait up, though, bro. Like this dude hasn't really fought arguably one top 10 welterweight yet. He hasn't fought one top 10 welterweight yet. So while we see the promise, we see the future, and we see the skills that he has, y'all sit back and y'all let him show it to us in the ring against a couple of viable opponents who are top
But
5 at welterweight or even top
this
10. And then let's heap on the praise of Jaron Boots Ennis. So I can't lie, as much as I feel like Jaron Boots Ennis is the truth, I can't wait for him to have those adequate opportunities to prove on the big stage against some top 10 welterweights that he is the truth, because I could see veterans and other legends telling everybody else, hold your horses, man. The dude is good, but let him prove it to us first. So
let him prove.
I'll say this, bro. I will say that while I feel Boots is the truth and he's not fake, I could understand a Shawn Porter who fought any and everybody, didn't duck anybody, took on all comers. I could see him wanting to see more out of Jaron Boots Ennis against top opponents before heaping on too much praise.
That's a fact. But and what one of his panels, one of his brothers on his panel said to him, because he said that, and that's really what he said. Let him fight the fights. Why we fight the fights. We can't get to him too early. So even though I was one of the ones that deemed him like the next Roy Jones, he said, he got to fight. He got to fight those fights.
Right.
And then, and the same thing I would say, what I'm saying? That's why I was glad the panel was like, well, but nobody want to fight him. So, what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to fight him. And when you somebody like that and don't nobody want to, you can, it's easy to say that, what I'm saying? But he's there for all comers. So who gonna step up and be the, what I'm saying, without being painted in the corner? Because ain't nobody gonna fight him voluntarily like that. Because
I think to be honest with Jaron Boots Ennis, the strategy that I would take if I'm Jaron Boots Ennis is, if you can't get top 10 fighters to fight you, what Jaron is going to have to do is line up that second tier, and he's going to have to go on a massive knockout run. But I will say this, though, because I do think that there's fighters out there who would fight Jaron Boots Ennis, but I think right now the boxing world sees his talent, but he doesn't have the drawing power yet. So it's a situation where, okay, I can fight Boots. It might be a good fight. He might get me. I might get him. But right now, he really doesn't have any drawing power monetarily. So that's why I say, if I'm Jaron Boots Ennis, I go the route of, bruh, go get some second-tier opponents and you blast them. Blast them.
That's what
blast
he's doing.
Them all. No, but I'm
That's
saying
what he's got.
But he's got to step it up and entice at least another level up. Like he's got to go find some of these second tier people who aren't in. Like I give you for an example, right? Here's an example I give you. Like I would like to see Jaron Boots Ennis get the winner of Kell Brook Amir Khan. Fights like that. Right. Fights like that where you know that these other fighters have a name. They're nowhere near going to be a top 5 welterweight or be at the top anymore. But it's enough drawing power that if Jaron Boots Ennis goes in there and gets the win, that it would turn heads and people would pay attention. And for the other fighter knows that, all right, it's not expected that I win. But hey, I will tell you this, man. At some point, though, somebody will have to fight him, because he is moving up the rankings of challenging as a mandatory. I do think that he is in the top 5 in 1 or 2 sanctioning bodies. I think he might even be close to the mandatory for the IBF, which is why it would be a Errol Spence Jr., who we would end up fighting. But we'll see, man. I mean, it is true a lot of people don't want to fight him, but I think that he might have to go a different route.
He's going to exercise his mandatory. If it's there, he's exercising it. And speaking of him
Yeah,
exercising,
without a doubt.
my man Virgil Ortiz, is it Virgil Ortiz?
Yeah.
Virgil Ortiz, he's a mandatory, I think, on the Bud
to
side, right?
To Buzz belt.
He ain't want
Yeah.
it. He ain't want it. So
Right.
he fighting somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know, somebody in March. But
Right.
there's levels. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see them two clash, but I think they gonna keep Virgil Ortiz away from Boots also. You know.
Yeah, most definitely. Because again, even when you speak about Virgil Ortiz and Jaron Boots Ennis, you have two young up and coming welterweights that right now you gotta let that bubble. You know, they could fight right now, but to get the maximum reward monetarily out of both of them, with Virgil Ortiz getting the Mexican fan base and then Jaron Boots Ennis getting that American fan base, and it all coming together for a great mega fight that's worth the money. They gotta let it bubble, but you know we'll see though. You know in the future, you know what happens with Jaron Boots Ennis, but I see what Shawn Porter's saying though, man. But I do think Jaron Boots Ennis is the truth.